Many Americans are puzzled when they hear that inflation is decreasing, yet they don't see any drop in their expenses. According to a CNBC survey, 65% of U.S. adults cited inflation as the main source of their financial stress, and nearly half feel worse off than they did 5 years ago. It's still shocking to go to the store and have your bill be much higher than it used to be, one person remarked. Although inflation is slowing, prices remain high for many goods and services, including food, gas, household repairs, and car insurance. Economists warn that prices are unlikely to drop significantly. They suggest that only when people can no longer afford to spend will we potentially see disinflation or even deflation. Before we continue the video, please support the channel by hitting the subscribe button, like button, comment below, and also share the video. Thanks for watching. A recipe developer who creates budget-friendly meal content on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube shares her experience. I turned a $50 grocery haul into 20 servings of healthy dinners even in 2024. Prices are rising in almost every industry, which is tough on many people. Saving a little on groceries each week can help lighten the load. I try to focus on what I can control and cut costs wherever possible. Take chicken prices, for example. Chicken thighs, which used to cost $3.99 per pound, now match the price of what chicken breast used to be. Some people are opting for chicken thighs as a cheaper and flavorful alternative. The equation for price growth involves labor costs, non-labor input costs, and profit. Recent inflation was driven by pandemic-induced supply shortages, the war in Ukraine, and shifting demand. The Federal Reserve's response of raising interest rates didn't address these root causes and sometimes exacerbated the situation. Despite inflation slowing since its peak in June 2022, 74% of Americans in swing states feel it's still heading in the wrong direction. Food prices, particularly eggs, have been notably volatile. Post-pandemic, eggs that once cost $2 per carton surged to as much as $11.99 due to avian flu outbreaks and holiday demand spikes. While some production costs have fallen, companies often keep prices high. The Producer Price Index, PPI, shows a decline in production costs, yet consumer prices, CPI, remain high, driven by companies increasing markups. Wage growth is in another area of concern. Though wages have been increasing faster than inflation since May 2023, the gap remains significant. Bankrate predicts wages might catch up by the fourth quarter of 2024. However, most Americans' annual pay raises won't suffice to cover rising costs. Historically, prices rise more easily than they fall. Despite financial challenges, Americans continue to spend. Retail sales rose 2.1% year over year in the first quarter of 2024, and consumer spending spiked in February and March. However, credit card balances reached a record $1.08 trillion in the third quarter of 2023, with nearly half of cardholders carrying balances month to month. Most economists expect inflation to continue decreasing. They believe we're on a disinflationary trajectory, with inflation gradually falling unless a major shock disrupts the trend. The consensus seems to be that inflation won't spike suddenly, but it will require patience to see it decline fully. When it comes to saving on groceries, professional shoppers recommend shopping at locations that suit your convenience. But don't hesitate to visit multiple stores if your schedule allows and seek out budget-friendly options. Their top advice for reducing grocery expenses is to always have a plan. The biggest mistake you can make is going to the grocery store without knowing what you need or what meals you'll prepare for the week. A well-known saying about inflation is that the best remedy for high prices is high prices themselves. This suggests that eventually prices will stabilize at a level where companies lose their ability to continually raise prices due to diminishing returns. However, we have not yet reached that point where companies feel compelled to lower their prices. I'd say at this point, this is a money grab, and these corporations have us Americans between a rock and a hard place. These companies have realized we have no choice but to pay these prices because groceries are a necessity. So our only option is to be strategic and smart on how we spend our money. What are your thoughts on all of this? Where do some of you shop for groceries? Do you think these companies are justified in maintaining these prices? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments, and again, please support the channel by hitting the subscribe and like buttons, comment below, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.